All right, guys, we got Barry's truck here. About to go cab down. Kind of, we did the best we could. Freeze plug job. Had to get a turbo. Hey, we need the heat shield off the old turbo. Yeah, make sure you replace heat shields, guys, whenever you put a turbo on. Did cut the exhaust. We'll be getting rid of the cat. We'll get rid of that soon. Got our Y pipe intake. We basically did heads off, engine out. Did not separate the bed plate. Put lifters in it though. And total, mostly oil reseal except the bed plate. Front and rear covers, all that got redone. I did use Felpro valve cover gaskets because he had a mix match. He had one Felpro and one Ford one. Normally I will trash the Felpro ones. I won't use them. I'll use the Ford ones. I don't know why. It's just because, I mean, anytime I see blue valve cover gaskets, it just makes me think of cheap crap. But I need to get off of that because they don't look any different than the Fords except for the blue. But so I went ahead and used them because I wasn't going to buy a Ford one when we have the Felpro ones in the seal kits that we get. What else we do? Taped up all the wiring. I mean, this was she was pretty shaky. She was in pretty rough shape. Went through, had to, oh, battery cables, Jesus. I mean, we're gonna have a battery cable fiasco going on. We kind of went to our boneyard. We're gonna have to make do with some of this stuff. That I soldered it together and had to use another battery cable. These battery cables are ridiculously expensive, positive and negatives. They're not available, and they're $500 even if they were. So, kind of have to just use what we can on this crap. Everything else is just plain old cut and dry. I don't know if this is like it's zoomed in. What else we do? Fuel pump. You know, fuel's all primed right now. Fuel pump was all done. Kind of look around in here. I did paint a little bit of the block. Oh, I didn't get that little spot right at the top of the screen. I just threw some paint on it. Hell with it. But all this stuff down here, it's nice. I wrapped that up because this wiring harness is gone. So, I mean, just use HVAC tape, whatever. Anything on the IPR wire just to keep us happy. We did get all new transmission lines all the way back. I took the fitting and we took that apart. Obviously changed the filter, put new lines up top. We even got the rubber line there and that line. So all the transmission lines and all the power steering lines, except this one really doesn't look, there's no rust on it. So even down there, it's just a little dirty. That line right there, right where my shadow's at. Yeah. That line right there, that rusted, that's power steering pump. That's replaced the pump, so yeah. That little sucker starts to leak, that's the elbow. We did hang a compressor on it, but we're not doing anything else. It's actually probably what I'll do is I'll unplug the coil. That's what I'll do. So, I mean, it won't kick on anyways, because it ain't gonna, we're not even gonna charge it. We're just gonna leave it. I might vac it down just to see if it holds vacuum and leave it under vacuum. And because we're not gonna, we kind of spent too much money getting all this done. And it's middle of the winter time, so at least we got the compressor done. So if we got to come back, drop accumulator and a condenser and flush out the evaporator core, clean the lines out, it'll be a quite a bit simpler job to have AC with that compressor on there. So we went ahead and did it. Spent a little bit of money, but it'll come back in the long run. As long as they don't total the truck or something, god dang it. Couple of cab mounts. Other than that, I mean, this exhaust actually went back on fairly decent. Went back on and we just cut it and took it off. Anything else is pretty just cut and dry. He did have some drilled out spots on the intake for the alternator. See Ace Hardware crap on there, and then that one right there on the EGR valve. So we went ahead and welded his intake. This is the first one actually this is the intake that was actually on this truck when it came in here, and we went ahead and had it welded and done. So that, because I didn't want to mess with those holes. I'm not going to sell an intake with these holes drilled out, so we might as well give it back to him. So we went ahead and went through it. And I reused the low radiator hose. I have a new one, but once again, I mean, at a point where we beat up on budgets. Oh, it's back there. Well, I have a new one, but this one actually looks good. I mean, it looks good. It does not look old at all. Still has all the, so I opted to go ahead and do that, and I went ahead and put another hose clamp on it because that's the only connection that sucks right there. It's right there. That kind of a pain in the butt when the truck's on. If it leaks from the bottom, we'll just throw another. I mean, we're trying to save them a couple of dollars. I mean, the hose is like 80, 50, 80 bucks, something like that. I don't know. What else? Just kind of walking around looking. Yeah, battery cables. I had to make this too. I had to crimp this on there, filled it with solder, crimped it. Pretty good heat shrink that we got from this guy. But he shrunk it. I mean, it's blue, but that's what color it was. I mean, I guess I could tape it black with tape. I might do that. That blue does stick out. Anything else? Not really. Pretty cut and dry. So, there you go, Barry's truck. About to drop the cab down. All right, guys, have a good day.